Hello, my name is Luke Garena, and my project and topic was over why has social media done more harm than good. So, what are these so-called problems? There are a variety of problems that are associated with cell phones and social media, but I wanted to cover and go into detail about how the mental problems that are affecting us currently and will continue to affect us are directly linked to social media. I believe, for example, that some of these negative effects, such as depression, social anxiety, and eating disorders, really do take a toll on us and how they're ended to our society. Other problems stem from distraction and obsession over your phone, and we'll see in instances and examples ahead. So, how does spending an excessive amount of time on your phone affect your mental health? Well, I have this nice little infographic up here, and it shows that around roughly 60% of college students that in the US consider themselves to have a cell phone addiction. Around 77% of parents feel that their teens are way too distracted on their devices when they're together. And 54% of young adults feel like they constantly check their phone in an hour. So I believe that these negative effects restrain you from doing positive and productive things. They put kind of a chokehold on you in ways that you can contribute to real life. So as we see on this quote here, mobile phones carrying significance because they can contribute to occurrence of social anxiety and eating disorders was also found in our study. So this is pretty much directly linked to an over amount of time that you should spending on your phone. It kind of shows that social anxiety and eating disorders can stem from that. I feel like another occurrence is a dependence on social media and wanting to act away because of the influence it has on you. So as we see also in this peer review quote, the mean values obtained in the study for self-esteem, loneliness, life satisfaction, FOMO, and social media addiction. I think satisfaction in life really stands out to me because I think that's kind of another way of saying depression. I think some people are depressed because they don't think their life should be some way. I believe this is because social media is drilled into you of how you should be living your life, how you should do this, how you should do that. And I think it's wrong. I think you should live how you want to live. So, how are these effects of correlate with learning? How does being on your phone too much correlate with learning and mental health? So these effects have shown their way into the classroom. It is shown that a numerous amount of people can and will get easily distracted on their phone during class time. And there's many examples of this every day in my school, everywhere. So as we see in this quote here, students' cell phones use has been related to poor learning, possibly due to greater distraction. This study investigated whether cell phone related anxiety, addiction, and disconnection were related to distraction and learning. So yeah, I kind of just see how this is another direct instance that it's exactly correlated. That, when you're not paying attention because you're on your phone, I believe that's negatively impacting you, and it's negatively impacting the teachers as well. And so I also have here another infographic, and it says, let me see if I can mark. It says right here, it says 67% of teens and students are negatively distracted. Around 67% of the surveyed teachers observed students being negatively distracted by their mobile devices. 90% of the challenges increase. So, 90% of the surveyed teachers stated the number of students with emotional challenge increase. And around 47%, right here, I think that's a big number. That's around 1 out of every 2 people that they think that their child is addicted to their smartphone, and that would lead into many negative problems. Excuse me. So, what are the alternatives or positives? Well, how could cell phones be promoted in a positive way? Because right now you're thinking, why should we use them? Which I would also be thinking. Cell phones may cause distraction, but they can be used in a helpful way through the keyword here, communication. Communication virtually allows us to communicate via cell phone to everyone. This could be to your friend all the way over in Africa. This could be your friend that's just 10 minutes away from where you live. This is everywhere. Obviously, some restrictions apply, but this could be virtually anywhere, along with getting stuff from online forums and other apps such as that. So how is communication helpful? So as we look at this quote here, results indicate that the group messaging helps establish social connections and provide peer support while beginning graduate study. Many students may be feeling disconnected from their programs due to being physically separated from the faculty and peers during the COVID-19 pandemic. So this right here is a great use of how it is helpful. It is shown that in this hard time of being during the pandemic, that the students were able to help establish social connections, and they were able to provide peer support in times that they needed it. So this is a very positive manner and outlook on how social media apps such as GroupMe or apps that your phone has installed from the factory, which is iMessage. So it shows how they're very resourceful. So my conclusion on this. I wanted to argue about all the factors of how cell phones have changed us in positive and negative ways. There's positive and negative ways on both sides of the story, but I believe that the negatives outweigh. I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to say there are positive effects of cell phones spewed on society, communication, online forums, and other things that are extremely helpful and benefit our everyday life. But currently, I believe that they are outweighed by the negative effects of cell phones and that their use of through the web. I believe that negative effects of social media will still be apparent and will continue to be in the future years. And so these are all my sources. These four are they're from the Web Center from Com, and these are my other ones that are peer reviewed. And that is it for my thing.